Welcome back to the Sunday Briefing. To recap, if you've missed the top of the show, I had a conversation this morning on the phone with President Trump and asked him, in light of what happened in Australia, if American Jews preparing to celebrate Hanukkah today and tonight need to be worried about their security. The president told me to share this message. He said people should celebrate proudly, and they should be proud of who you are. Celebrate proudly. The news out of Australia is very disturbing, though. At least 12 people, including children, are dead. According to The Australian, a Holocaust survivor is among those who have been murdered by these terrorists. Witnesses are reporting more than 30 shots. And something extraordinary, according to a witness who spoke to the New York Post, there were 4 policemen there. Nobody gave fire back. For more, we are going to bring in Missouri Congressman and the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Jason Smith. Congressman Smith, when you woke up to this news, what was your first thought?
It's horrendous. This is the deadliest attack on the Jewish people since October 7th. And it's unfortunate of the anti-Semitism that is going throughout the world, not just in the United States, but throughout the world. And you're seeing that in Australia today.
And the October 7th attacks really revealed a lot of nasty personal opinions by people all over the world. Is that the reason why there's all this anti-Semitism still, or is it something else?
Well, definitely after hundreds of Jewish people were killed on October 7th, you started seeing anti-Semitism rise. We saw it on college campuses. It's one of the things why the Ways and Means Committee looked into the tax-exempt status of universities and also 501Cs. We have discovered that there's a lot of 501Cs that are getting tax privileges, and they're funneling terrorism, anti-Semitism, and that's got to stop.
We had Leo Terrell on at the beginning of the show, head of the Anti-Semitism Task Force now for the Justice Department. He does not think that Democrats are doing enough to speak out against anti-Semitism. Do you?
It would be very helpful if my colleagues would speak out. In fact, we've seen several of our colleagues on the House floor speak anti-Semitic comments, and it's absolutely unacceptable. Our country should have zero tolerance when it comes to anti-Semitism. Both parties, Republican and Democrat, should speak out against it.
Moving forward, how does it stop? Because we go through a big, long arc where there's October 7th, and then President Trump negotiates this peace deal, and he's working on adding countries to the Abraham Accords to get more places in this dangerous neighborhood in the Middle East to formally recognize Israel. And then in Australia, of all places, where it is really hard to get a gun, these determined terrorists have guns, and they have IEDs, reportedly. I mean, what can be done? Can anything be done?
Well, first off, criminals will always find a way to get a weapon to kill people. That's just in itself. But we absolutely can do a lot, and we should continue to do a lot in pushing to eradicate anti-Semitism. You got to look at every aspect, whether it is anti-Semitic dollars going into, like I said, 501Cs, or whether it's the anti-Semitism that's been going on college campuses. We have to root out that cancer. Anti-Semitism is a cancer that is all over the world. Australia, you're seeing it, in the Middle East, you're seeing it here, you're seeing it in Europe. We can do better as a world.
What do you hear from constituents in Missouri about this?
I'll tell you, I represent the Bible Belt in southern Missouri, and we view the Jewish people as God's chosen people, and we love the Jewish people. I don't see anti-Semitism in rural Missouri. I represent the Ozarks. That is just not something that you see in our area. It's
a disturbing time to just about every single person watching this show. We have a lot that we want to talk to you about soon. We were planning to talk healthcare. Thank you for sticking with the breaking news with us. but we will have you back soon.
It's great to be with you, Peter.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.